as opposed to fixed law.
So you wanna give the intro?
I guess I could. Hi everybody, and welcome to Modular Components, the flagship show of Modular Media. It's the end of the week. We're all tired, wore out, ready to rest up and go into the next one. I am your host, the Vacuuminator, and I am joined by the most friend of friends, my co-members here on Modular Media. It's Boingo Rider, everybody.
Hi. I say things.
Do you? Is that what you do? Is that what you do here? Is that how you earn a living?
What the fuck you talking about earning a living?
A living.
I don't know. Snowcone83, what are you doing?
I'm opening a no pulp Florida's natural 100% premium Florida orange juice, pasteurized, not from concentrate / non-GMO, farmer owned in the USA carton of orange.
Dick.
Dick nasty.
How we doing tonight, boys? How we doing?
We're doing it.
We're doing it. We're doing it live. We're not live.
We're not. Fuck no, we're not live. I'm not doing the show live ever. MMWP is enough, thank you.
Nah. We got some things to talk about technically.
We do. I have some life shit going on. Cody's got some life shit going on. I don't know if he wants to talk about that on mic. But an E3 happened. There were Vidya games. Does anybody still care about Vidya games?
I do.
And I have a list of all the announcements so far.
God damn
Thank
it.
God.
Motherfucker.
Well, I'm somebody who said to everyone yet, yeah, I'm gonna get a PS5, but I'll get an Xbox Series X whenever they fucking announce fucking Forza Horizon 5. Ooh, said that wrong.
Just opening up my browser and okay,
It's
and
a racing
my favorites and talk away, fellas.
Do you just want? I got the list in alphabetical order, so I'll just go game by game and thoughts, opinions. How does that sound for you, Cody? Because you were working today, so you probably weren't paying attention.
I was paying a lot of it, but most of my day was spent troubleshooting the computers because lightning struck.
Oh, well, going in alphabetical order. First one is Age of Empires #4.
Didn't watch that trailer yet, but I'm very excited.
I've never played an Age of Empires game.
I played them back in the day when they were like, yeah, this computer can process 2 plus 2, but it'll run this Age of Empires game we have on there. And I'm like, whoa, is that a miniature army game? Rad. Put some
Is
on
this a Star Wars thing? Or
No.
is this about the Empire?
No, this is about like real world empires. It's
fuck. Dumb. Don't care.
Real-time strategy game.
Like the main character that they were kind of presenting in the trailer was Joan of Arc.
That's nice.
Yeah. The bringing back the Woolulu.
What?
Oh God,
What?
That's where that came from.
Woolulu. There was a strategy in the very first Age of Empires where you could use like priests, and the voice clip that they used for the priest where they were preaching was them going Woolulu.
By the way, I just realized I should clarify for people who may only listen to this podcast for some bizarre reason. I'm not being an asshole to be an asshole about E3 for no reason. I just have zero interest in modern gaming. Like, all my interest in gaming is the Wii and the PS2 from a nostalgic point of view. I don't even own those consoles, and the Nintendo DS, but I don't own any of those consoles anymore, and they don't make games for those consoles anymore. So I'm just kind of checked out unless I hear a name brand I recognize. Like, oh, they're still doing that? Cool.
Yeah. So next we have two games that are very, very similar. Anacrusis and Back for Blood. Both are Left 4 Dead style cooperative shooters.
That sounds like some D&D shit.
Back for Blood is a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead.
By the same devs.
Yeah. And those devs being, well, I mean, I guess it's Valve.
It's Turtle Rock.
Yeah. Produced by?
It doesn't say anything about produced. It just says, what is it? It's Turtle Rock Studios returning to Left 4 Dead with another 4-player co-op zombie first-person shooter. The open beta is starting August 5th.
And for perspective, Vag, this is a video game that I bought Left 4 Dead 2 from a GameStop in the Orange Park Mall, and I was in high school.
Yeah.
I've heard of Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
I was at least 11 or...
Oh no, Cody's picking up some psychic damage.
The next big one on this list is Battlefield 2042.
I know that. My dad and his friends used to play that via LAN parties.
And I've probably spent more time playing Battlefield games than I have any.
Whoa.
Did you see some of the new stuff they added into this one?
Oh my god. Well, see, what's cool is a lot of the crazy shit they're showing off in the trailer, where like you see like a ATV getting launched off of a vehicle top, or I mean a building top into a helicopter, and then it has C4 on it, and they blow it up. That shit that the player base was doing all along. There's like a part in the reveal trailer that happened earlier this week where like a guy jumps out of a jet, pulls out a law, which is a rocket launcher, and blasts the jet that was chasing him, and then he like skydives back into his own jet, which again is shit that we used to do before skydiving was a feature in a game or in the Battlefield games. You'd fly straight up and you'd get so much velocity that whenever you exited, your player character would launch up into the air. You'd look down, lock on with a Stinger missile, and fucking blast the jet underneath you. And then get close enough to your vehicle because it'd start going into a dead dive, and you'd get back in it and just fly away.
Everything you
were
just
super
said
badass.
sounds like Fast and the Furious shit to me.
It is.
No, legitimately, that's what the whole trailer was. It was just all that kind of shit, but with guns and grappling hooks.
And see, when I remember watching my dad and his friends play Battlefield, it was fucking like the realistic military shooter.
Yeah, he was. They were probably playing like Battlefield. What would it be like Battlefield like 1 or Battlefield 2?
Maybe.
Was it like a desert theme or was it
I think so.
Battlefield Vietnam?
I recall a desert theme.
That's Battlefield 2. That one was crazy. That one was before my time.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But
no, and like legit, Vac, the meme you posted earlier is like a legit thing in the trailer. There was a giant.
Really?
There was a
Really?
giant.
I was just posting that as like, oh shit, we're doing video game talk.
So the last modern Battlefield they made, because the last couple were like World War I or World War II. The last modern one they made, they introduced this thing where like the maps would have events that could trigger. There was a map called Caspian Border that had an absolutely massive radio tower, like a couple miles tall, and you could get up to the top of it. And I used to climb up to the top of it and snipe jets and shit like that because I was a little tryhard piece of shit. And you can get like 500 or 600 meter like headshots and sniper kills off of this.
No, but no, they have a lot of those. Like they showed off a rocket ship and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, like it used to be a thing to where like this shit could like fall, but you had to trigger it. Now what they're showing off in these trailers is all dynamic. Buildings can go over like they used to in Bad Company. Like destruction and like crazy shit is just like a very common thing in Battlefield, where like a normal game would like have you have like these scripted crazy set pieces. In Battlefield, there's so many people, which they used to be 64 v 64, or yeah, it'd be 64 players and like that split up in half. Now it's 128 players, and like it's just those crazy scripted events you'd see in other video games happen naturally in these things. They're crazy and unpredictable. I used to like jet snipe with a tank for fun, and like that's one of the most rewarding experiences I've ever had playing. I love Battlefield, and I'm very excited when there's tornadoes.
I've never played a Battlefield game, but like this feels like, oh man, I'd love to play that if I was good at it.
You just gotta learn.
Yeah. The next game on this list, Dark Pictures Anthology, House of Ashes.
House of Ashes?
Ashes. it's like a game like Man of Medan. So it's an interactive horror movie.
Okay.
We got some new info on Elden Ring.
What?
I've been checked out for that one.
It is by From Software, who makes Dark Souls and Bloodborne.
Oh, that's why fucking Elijah was.
Yeah. And it's a collaboration between them and the author of Game of Thrones, George R.R. Martin.
I'm not checked out about it. Damn.
We got the first gameplay trailer and a release date, January 21st, 2022.
I'll have to go watch that. Literally, my like big thing this week, one of my big things this week was going to be that I finally beat a boss in Dark Souls that me and my friend Elijah have been trying to for probably a fucking month and a half.
I didn't watch the trailer just because I've never been that big into Souls games. Next one, Evil Dead, the video game.
Okay.
Bruce Campbell's back. Everyone else is back. Well, I don't know if they're back, but it's looking real good.
Yeah, it's another Left 4 Dead style kind of game. 4-player co-op against zombie hordes.
Ooh, not quite. It's an asymmetrical multiplayer game, in fact.
Ooh.
4-player co-op versus a player on the opposite team who can control evil people.
Oh, that's neat.
And they could possess some of the players and turn them against each other.
Ooh, Deadites. That's a
Exactly.
nice twist to fit the formula to the franchise. That's nice.
Yeah.
We got some Far Cry 6 news.
Yeah, the season pass is having you revisit all of the past games bad guy.
Yeah.
Far Cry.
It's Kamen Rider Decade?
To an extent. I mean, because the trailer wasn't that clear on what was going on. You just saw the bad guys kind of reacting to the world. So
Yeah, like you go, but like what's crazy is it shows the game worlds of Far Cry 3, 4, and 5. 3 was set in some tropical area. 4 was set in was it Thailand
I think so.
or India?
It was an Indonesian area,
Yeah.
that kind of place.
And then 5 was set in fucking like South Dakota, and it's all about like the American culture, the American gun culture, and people who are insane, and like that game's crazy. The guy, the villain in that one to me is the most interesting, just because he's like a pastor with a gun. He preaches guns, and that's
Ted Cruz?
crazy.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Like, isn't his name Pagan?
Pagan Min is from Far Cry 4. The one.
Okay, so it's the one before him. Okay.
Yeah, his name is like John, Father John.
Of course it is.
But the new villain in Far Cry 6 is being played by the dude who's Gus in Breaking Bad, and he was in Mandalorian.
Moff Gideon.
Yep.
Fucking Gerardo Espacito, I think is his name, or something like that.
Yeah. So
that's cool. Look at him getting work.
Hideo Kojima announced that he's making a new game.
Yay.
I didn't know that either. I just saw that he director's cut of Death Stranding.
Mm-hmm. It's not a sequel to Death Stranding. He did say that. Just teasing his next project, unnamed.
Be excited. Please be excited for my game.
I mean, it's Hideo Kojima. Yes.
Yeah, when you're in deep with Hideo Kojima, he could post like fucking a tweet about like some bullshit, and you're like, oh my god, I'm ready to pay whatever money you're asking.
Yeah, because this is the man who did Zone of the Enders, produced Boktai, the entirety of the Metal Gear saga.
Yeah, he's the Metal Gear man. I know.
You know,
I always love pulling out that joke about Toei being desperate to advertise Kamen Rider and Super Sentai movies. Please be excited for our movie. So whenever I see it in other mediums, I have to pull out that joke too, because I'm a pathetic excuse for a comedian. What else was at E3, Boingo?
New Jurassic World Evolution game, amusement park simulator, but it's Jurassic Park.
It's a good game. Well, it's not the first. That's another game that was like it used to be ran on PCs back in like the 90s. Then they redid it with graphic details. Jurassic Park that came out a couple years. This new one looked.
Yeah. We're getting a new Lego Builder game.
Anything.
Yeah. Let's see.
Lego series kind of lost me when they put both the Star Wars games in one game and expected you to just buy it again.
This is not that. If you saw the trailer for it, you would still be.
Okay.
Yeah. The next one, it's kind of a big one. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
God, those fucking designs.
I think they look pretty interesting. They're far enough away from the close to the comics, except for Rocket American accent. Not that. Groot looks great though. He's a lot more terrifying.
I hate Drax. Drax looks so terrible.
Yeah, Drax is a little rough. Gamora's not.
Gamora looks like comic Gamora, which I really enjoy.
But I'm sure if you saw the trailer, you saw a lot of the classic costumes.
Dude, they even have like his current costume in the comics, Sunlord, after he spent a century in an alternate dimension with a polyamorous couple.
And it's made by the same people who did the Avengers game, which I still think is pretty good. Well, it seems like also today
Lester made a whole ass video about why he thinks it's a perfect example of everything bad about modern gaming. So I don't know. I don't know if I trust these people.
It definitely had some issues when it came out because it was launched as a games as a service.
Yeah, but this one is saying it's like no microtransactions, no DLC. It's just a straightforward single player RPG shooty action game.
Oh yeah, that's right. I heard about that on Twitter. I think it's pretty dumb that they're making a Guardians of the Galaxy game single player.
Yeah.
Like if you want to do cosmic, I saw fucking Alfie on Twitter, a geek for fun, saying this, and I wholeheartedly agree. If you want to do a single player console experience that explores cosmic Marvel, the Silver Surfer is right fucking there. But oh, my bad, he hasn't had a movie in a decade.
I mean, dude, it's just Guardians of the Galaxy version of Mass Effect. I don't know why people are being so weird about it. It's just, like you're being a leader and you're directing your team.
I don't know.
I mean, you haven't played the Mass Effect games, so they're a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm
being overly generalized. I know. I'm just saying.
That game where you fuck aliens? What?
I mean, this trailer showed that you kind of fuck an alien.
Awesome.
As someone who deeply loves the the three Mass Effect games, watch your goddamn.
Because honestly, no, that's what it kind of felt like to me. It felt like a take the combat out of Mass Effect and you put in Devil May Cry. It felt like that.
Yeah,
you know?
That's what it looks like.
But like the world exploration, the dealing with characters, the character interaction, it felt like it kind of took ideas from that.
But the beauty of Mass Effect was my generation Star Wars.
Yeah.
Put that on the box.
No, but the way Star-Lord moved around, it looked like it'd be fun. The next game is Metal Slug Tactics.
I know Metal Slug. That's a name I'm aware of.
I haven't seen the trailer for that. I saw the description of that and my dick fell. Like, it's classic Metal Slug, but with roguelike elements and it's a tactical. I was like, oh, cool. Two of my favorite all-time types of games put into the Metal Slug franchise, which I love dearly.
Oh yeah, no, the art looks great. It's finally a Metal Slug game that most everybody can play. Because Metal Slug's a hard as fuck arcade style game, so you know.
Metal Slug Tactics, just trailer.
Yeah. No, I thought it looked really cool. I'm interested in it. The next game, Monster Hunter Stories 2. This is basically their more traditional JRPG style game with a name pro tag and a storyline and all that kind of stuff. Not a traditional Monster Hunter game. Okay. It's coming out this year, though. Sequel to Outer Worlds, Outer Worlds 2.
There was an Outer Worlds 1?
Yes.
I played it and then I played like the hour.
Because it's made by the people who made Fallout New Vegas, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a new one, no official release date, but just going like, hey, we're working on it. Rainbow Six Extraction.
I had a Rainbow, yes, that game when I was a child.
I'm sure it'll be a fun, but
Yeah, because it's a co-op Rainbow Six Siege spinoff where you're basically going up against gooey aliens.
Okay.
My first thought was like, oh, they're trying to make an action game version of Death Stranding.
Yeah, there was a crazy event that happened like 2 or 3 years ago, and it was kind of neat. And then they're like, hey, we're going to take this entire game. And I'm like, wow, crazy. So
yeah, I mean, it doesn't have the Tom Clancy branding anymore. Does Splinter Cell still have that?
Isn't that guy dead?
Yes.
I was going to say, why would it have his branding on it?
Because it's a brand name at this point for video games.
Yeah.
They've got WWE legacy contracts up in that bitch or something?
Tom Clancy pretty much created the characters of Six, Cell, a lot of them. There's a lot of war games. His influences.
Wow. Okay. I mostly knew him as that guy who had 1 billion audiobooks at my library that I never checked out.
Let's see. Redfall. Looks like a cinematic Left 4 Dead style co-op shooter, but instead of zombies, it's vampires.
Okay.
I didn't watch that trailer, but
Riders Republic, MMO follow-up to Steep.
Looks really cool. Steep was amazing. I love that game. Go back and play it for
Steep was a extreme sports game back.
Was there snowboarding? Was it SSX?
It was mainly snowboarding and skiing, and then it later came to have like realistic jetpacks, paragliding, and stuff.
Oh, that sounds dumb.
No, it was cool. All of the stuff they added was fun.
Coming September 2nd.
Yeah, the new one has bicycles.
Whoa!
Yeah, it seems a lot more like fully featured extreme extreme sports. A new Rocksmith, but this is more a phone app than anything, so it's not a full game. A sequel to Salt and Sanctuary, Salt and Sacrifice, which is a
wow.
Metroidvania inspired by the Dark Souls series.
Yeah, it's if you like Metroidvania games and depression, it's a really great game.
Yeah. Let's see. New game Sifu, a single player kung fu brawler from the creator of Absolver.
I haven't
Coming
seen
out this fall. Let's see. Bethesda went, hey, Fallout? What if in space? Because they announced Starfield.
I don't know if that's gonna be Fallout in space, but that gun they put on the table in that trailer definitely. It is a new Bethesda IP, and it seems exciting. It might be a new engine.
I was more saying like Fallout in terms of like it's probably gonna be how they structure a shooter RPG.
Yeah, I'm excited. I want to be excited. I don't know if I can allow myself to be excited for Bethesda. I really want to.
They have Microsoft breathing down their neck, so they might feel the pressure to shape up their shit.
I didn't watch the 70 DLC I liked for Fallout.
Yeah, also there's Brotherhood of Steel DLC, free DLC. It's all free. That's the big thing they were saying, because it's not like you don't have to
free.
Yeah, like even the Avengers, they announced the Black Panther. It's free. That whole thing is free.
Oh yeah, all the Avengers stuff is free too, except if you get those costumes.
Yeah. Some more information on the new Tales of game, which is a JRPG series. September 10th. It's coming out then. 17th game in the series, but I think this is the beginning of a new arc because they kind of work in like arcs. So this seems like it might be a good first entry for people. Borderlands spinoff, Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
What? Who?
So Tiny Tina's Wonderland seems to be based off of a Borderlands 2 DLC where it was Tiny Tina's it was essentially like a DLC that you went into like the mind of Tiny Tina, and it was like a D&D campaign, except the reality of it was Tiny Tina was dealing with the loss of a friend, and they were trying to deal with it by playing D&D and taking her mind off of it, but she ended up like altering it, and you as a player character were going this, but you're also attached to the character. It's sad.
But
So
Borderlands spinoff.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Early 2022. 2 Point Campus, a college management sim game from the creators of 2 Point Hospital.
No comment.
Yeah, it's a sim game. Valorant, new character teaser.
Valorant?
Yeah, Valorant. Some more things for Watch Dogs and that kind of stuff. So that's not everything that was announced because there were some other things in specific. We got some information on Stalker 2.
I'm not familiar. Like, I recognize that. I didn't watch that stuff, but was Stalker 1 an old game?
I don't know.
I'm thinking it was.
I don't care about Stalker. He's kind of a lame G.I. Joe.
Oh.
It seemed like a more action-focused version of Metro. Contraband from the creators of Just Cause.
Dude, that game looks so I watched that trailer and like the song they're playing and the people that are working on it and the setting it is, you're fucking drug smuggling in like the fucking 70s or 80s, and I'm like, hell yeah, get me in that game right now. It's an open world game where it's a co-op like loot based like game. That sounds perfect. That sounds rad.
It does look kind of fun. They announced some big expansions for Sea of Thieves, starring the characters from the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Dude, no, not just the characters. It's a brand new story, including the characters from the Pirates of the Caribbean, like with Disney working on it. And dude, continue.
No, I was just gonna say like, yeah, it's just I'm saying, yeah. Go.
Is Johnny Depp in it?
Yes.
Really?
It has to be. It has to be.
He's doing the voice? Shit, yeah.
There's no. If it's not Johnny Depp, it's the best fucking voice actor impersonator.
That's great. I thought he was still blacklisted.
No.
The court case came out and like everyone was like, "Oh shit, we were wrong. Johnny Depp's cool now."
Yeah, I know, but like I heard fucking Hollywood wasn't reacting the same way, so that's awesome to hear.
Dude, so Sea of Thieves is a phenomenal game. It's like a pirate MMO, not really MMO, but like you're just being a pirate and going on adventures, and you could have like crazy sea battles with like other people, and it takes multiple people to run a ship, and it's an insane fun experience. There's krakens and megalodons and shit like that, and like every time I play that game, I have Spotify on with the fucking Pirates of the Caribbean playlist playing in my ears because that's all I goddamn think about because it just gets me in that mood. And now we're getting that shit. And dude, like Calypso has to be the same voice. Johnny Depp's character's right hand man, his second mate or his first mate, got to be the same voice.
Gibbs? They got fucking Gibbs in this shit? Let's go!
100%. Gibbs is in there. Dude, and oh my god, Davy Jones. And oh god. That's like all I wanted in those games. I was like, man, it'd be so badass if like we had like a Pirates of the Caribbean game like this. And now that game is the Pirates of the Caribbean game, and I'm fucking.
Oh my god, that's legitimately awesome. That's
legit. I think this is probably gonna give a huge groundswell to this game, just make it one of the most popular games.
It's one of the most popular Xbox games, anyways.
Is it crossplay? Is it crossplay with PC?
Yes, it is.
Shit, fuck,
boy.
And I have Game Pass.
Don't tempt me, boy. Don't tempt me, boy.
Oh, dude, my favorite things to do, like me, Jake, and Cole's favorite things to do on that game, you could play different instruments, and when one person starts playing an instrument, if another person pulls out a different instrument or the same, it'll play the same song, and like you could just make like this harmonious song together.
That's
like,
super. Oh, that's super. That's like a straight up rare developer idea. I fucking love that.
Exactly, dude. We'll just be like setting a course and just like letting go of the wheel and like making sure the sails are set right, and we just start playing the song, and we're not talking to each other, just like listening to the music. Your pets will dance, and I fucking think that you could now have a pet crab in this game, which would probably push it to like top tier god list game in my personal catalog of video games. So
how much is Sea of Thieves?
I don't know, dude. It's on Game Pass.
How much is Game Pass a month?
Right now you can get it for $15 a month.
Wow. And plus all the other shit they're announcing for Game Pass, like every single Yakuza game.
Or any brand new game that's coming out, like the Halo multiplayer, Halo Infinite multiplayer, which looks amazing, by the way.
What is up with Halo Infinite? I saw Cody Rhodes getting excited about that. What's going on?
So Halo Infinite got a story trailer, but the multiplayer is free to play for everyone. You don't have to have Halo Infinite to play it. But it looks like they're really taking their time and doing something important with it. It looks good. The shit in the multiplayer looks like shit that I've wanted to be there. Dude, you could fucking like pick up a goddamn energy God, dude, I haven't what are the names of things? Fucking Fusion Coil, which is this like classic like red barrel in video game that you could shoot to blow up, except you have grappling hooks now, so you could like shoot it at the fucking energy coil, pick it up, and then throw it at somebody on a mongoose, which is and blow them up in multiplayer, and I want to do that.
I'd love to like get into the multiplayer with you when this comes out, but I just know damn well I will drag you the fuck down.
It won't matter, dude. I was a tryhard at Halo, and I've like played some of the Master Chief Collection, and I'm still there, baby. I'm not as good as I used to be, but I'm still better than most of them on there.
Yeah. No, it looked really cool. Even the little bit of story they kind of teased out seemed interesting. Though I've never been huge into Halo, so I got the Master Chief Collection, so it's just a matter of playing them.
You should really play Halo Reach. It's depressing.
Let's see. They also showed an official gameplay trailer for Psychonauts 2.
Ooh, I didn't.
Yeah. Hold on. But yeah, no. Just more of that classic Psychonauts vibes. It looks solid. It's a solid little adventure platformer.
We also got to see a gameplay trailer and for Forza Horizon 5. And in 2020, my most played game was probably, even though it was only a span of 1 month, it was actually 2019 rather. My friend bought me an Xbox One, and I played Forza Horizon 4 every single day, sun up to sundown.
Isn't that the game with the Reliant Robin that you fucking souped up and you showed me, and it just like,
yep,
fuck.
Yeah, in that game, that Forza Horizon, for Vac who doesn't know, is a game about cars, except it's got all of them. If you think of a car, it's
I think I've heard of Forza. I think I might have played one of those.
Okay, this is just me being a little fucking weirdo. Has there been a Honda City Turbo 2 in it?
No.
Damn.
Then it sucks.
No, but
it's got some boys in there though. But
it's got some lads. He showed me 4 once, and like, oh man, it just looked really cool.
There was a couple times you came over, and I was like, I got to show you the car that I fucking custom.
Oh yeah, no, it was always great because it's just like fuck yeah, dope cars.
I have 400 and something cars, and they're all
You probably
customized.
can't like transfer them over.
Yes,
So
you can.
You can?
Yes, you can, because they
That's
love you. Like,
okay. That's sick. I may have to like. I'd have to get a better controller because the controller I have right now doesn't have analog triggers.
yeah, don't be playing a racing game without that.
Yeah, no. The only kind of racing games you can play without analog acceleration is fucking like kart racers. Let's see. Slime Rancher 2 got announced.
I'm very excited. Vac, if you don't know what Slime Ranch, Serotonin the video. It's what it sounds like, except just look up, do yourself a favor and type into a search bar Slime Rancher, and
No,
Yeah.
I don't like slime.
do it.
I'm anti-Pixel Dan. I don't like slime.
Do it.
It slimes like the Dragon Quest.
Chris,
Ew!
Slime Rancher in the chat. Slime Rancher in the chat right now. Give me a nice little cat slime. Give me a
I
golden
don't
slime.
like them. I don't like slimes.
Give me the classic pink slime, dude.
That's not what I
picture.
wanted. That's not
PS4.
what I wanted. Asshole.
We got it, dude.
Don't fucking laugh at me, Vac. I'll laugh at you. I know your fucking weaknesses.
Hey, you laugh at me all the time on No Prize, okay? I need a place where I can laugh at you. It's called equal opportunity, bitch.
No, the one thing, because I'm interested in playing Slime Rancher and Slime Rancher 2. The thing was that like I was just like, man, I wish there was more in the monster breeding and all that kind of stuff, you know, doing all that kind of jazz.
You can't just say a line like that ever. Look at
I
that.
don't like 'em.
Look at that.
I don't like them. They look weird.
Look
They
how.
don't have organs. No.
By the way, that first one you posted is actually my game on PS4.
Hold on.
Well, they're so cute, dude. They make cute little noises. You can't be mad.
No.
All the cat slime.
Ah.
There's a rare version of the cat slime that has a coin on its head.
Also, yeah, I mean that's a common thing in Japan. It's just like the cat with the coin. You see it in restaurants.
Next game. Next game, please.
Fine.
I never say that, but next game, please.
Fine, since you're a coward. We got another snowboarding game, Shredders.
Yeah.
Nothing a ton about, just showing off showing off some of the gameplay. Microsoft Flight Simulator is coming to Xbox.
Okay.
Yay, planes.
With a Top Gun expansion.
Man,
Yay, Tom Cruise.
Coincide with the Maverick film. Also, they showed off the Xbox mini fridge.
What?
I'm actually excited about
What?
the plush
Xbox mini fridge? Excuse me?
There was a
It
joke.
was a meme.
Yeah, but they embraced the meme, and it's like, all right, cool. Our console looks like a
Yeah.
mini fridge. Here's a mini fridge that looks like our console.
The Xbox One X looks like a fridge.
Amazing.
So here's some of the games that were announced for Game Pass: Yakuza Like a Dragon, Back for Blood, Starfield, Stalker 2, Halo Infinite, Hades, Slime Rancher 2, Psychonauts 2, Outer Worlds 2, Flight Simulator, Forza Horizon 5, and Among Us.
Did you just say Hades?
Yes, Hades. Hades is coming to Xbox.
Very nice.
We got some new information from Square Enix about Babylon's Fall, which is Square Enix and Platinum working together. Basically, they showed a little bit of the interview segment of they wanted to expand on the gameplay that they did for Nier Automata with a brand new IP.
Sounds attractive.
And it also seems like it might be 4-player co-op.
So that's been my bag more and more every day. Player co-op game.
Yep. We got some new information about the Life is Strange franchise. We got a remastered version of the original game
Man.
with new character models, new lighting, and better lip sync.
It's a franchise now.
I played that for
And they showed more of the sequel, True Colors, brand new characters, brand new town, brand new setting. The main character in this has the power of an empath. She can visually see the aura of people's emotions.
Okay.
Okay, and this one's a little controversial, but I fucking love it. Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin.
Saw people screaming about that.
How to best describe it? It's a reimagining, kind of like different take of the original Final Fantasy 1, but it's Final Fantasy 1, but what if Devil May Cry?
Yeah.
And the main character is
Wasn't
like
that game on the fucking SNES?
no NES, the original Nintendo.
Oh my god.
And like people are kind of freaking out because like most of the game looks like pretty standard like Final Fantasy kind of aesthetics and everything, and then you just have like the main character dude rolling up in a Henley and just chinos going like what?
Nomura just gave up. He was tired. He wanted to go home.
And I think there's a rumor that this game is an isekai.
God.
And I am personally in love because this is so trash, and it's just look at this PS3 ass fucking white boy protagonist.
Ooh. Oh man. There's some 30-something-year-olds that are gonna see that and they're like, wow, I am
I'm in the game. They made me in the game. Whoa, dude.
Like here's the
finally
thing.
Final Fantasy enough for me to come back.
Like here's the thing. All the other art looks like that though. Like it's like old school traditional Final Fantasy bullshit. It's great.
It's some self-plugging.
That's
the most not black band now. Whatever it is, whatever that guy in that picture is supposed to be, he doesn't look. It just looks like the same person, but like left in the microwave.
But there is a demo for it coming out, a trial version June 24th on PlayStation 5.
I have that yet.
But like his character design is gonna change throughout the game because there's other pictures of him with different armor on.
All right.
And this game's being created in collaboration with Team Ninja, also known for the Ninja Gaiden series.
Ooh.
At least I'm pretty sure.
Are they the people who trained Ninja, the Fortnite streamer?
No.
Well, then who did he learn his ninja skills from? So he's a fake?
Yeah, Team Ninja did Ninja Gaiden and the Dead or Alive series.
Wow, fuck that guy.
And Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors is cool.
Neo, Fire Emblem Warriors.
Has Sony had their day yet? No.
Nope. Sony
Today
has
was Xbox Day.
Today was Xbox, Bethesda, and Square Enix. Yesterday was Ubisoft.
When's Nintendo? I want Nintendo.
Nintendo is Tuesday.
Fuck.
What's tomorrow?
Hold on, I can get you that information real.
Please tell me it's Sony.
No way, I can go there. It's probably easier to find it there.
What's really shitty is that I now actually have a reason to want literally both new consoles because I have to play Halo Infinite. Gotta play the new Sea of Thieves on the best console that I can. That's not my PC. Well, PC sucks. And I really want to play Forza Horizon 5 because I told myself when they announce Forza Horizon 5, I will buy the Xbox Series X. But I want to play Battlefield 5. My friends.
Let's see. On Monday, there's going to be Verizon and Television, Take-Two Interactive, Mythical, an indie showcase, Freedom Games, Vin, Capcom, and Razer.
Ew.
No Sony at all this E3. And Monday and Tuesday we're getting Nintendo Direct, Bandai Namco, Eureka Studio, GameSpot, and just a little bit more wrap up. So
Bandai Namco means that we might see some shit.
Namco.
Hathaway's Flash, dog.
Is that all the video games then?
That's most of the video games. Fall Guys is getting a Nier crossover. There's a Payday 3. Doki Doki Literature Club's getting a director's cut kind of thing with new content.
Yay.
Axiom Verge 2 is happening. 12 Minutes has gotten a release date. Yeah, seems to be Mario and Rabbids got a sequel.
Hooray.
So yeah, it seems to be it for the games until next week where we'll talk about Capcom, Bamco, and Nintendo.
Yeah. It's kind of funny, actually. The last day of my fucking job is the day E3 ends, too. And it's all over on Tuesday, folks. My job ends, E3 ends, fucking the next 3 episodes of Power Rangers Dino Fury drop at the same time. Ah!
Oh yeah, another thing about the Guardians game, they got like one of the more recent Marvel characters is the bad guy in the trailer.
Who is she? Who is
her
this?
name? Marguerite Hellbender.
Oh.
Yeah, more importantly, what's going on in the bottom right of that panel?
I don't know. It's just a picture
Folks just living the dream right there. He's just
No,
living
no.
all of our dream. Look at him.
The little blue bubble, dude.
a little
Oh, you want to
robot.
know about the robot? Also, it was great content for the audio listeners.
Let's see.
For those who can't see, get fucked.
You should
Get
put that
fucked,
on a
bro.
shirt. It'd be really offensive to blind people, though.
It won't matter, trust me.
I'm checking. I'm trying to see.
It's all right. Let's let back happen.
What fun am I having? I'm in a weird spot, boys. Could I take the floor for a minute?
Yes.
Havachi.
Oh fuck. I wasn't expecting a yes. So we've established on this show that there are various things in flux about my life right now, and one of those is that I'm going to be leaving my job on Tuesday. Tuesday will be my last job at bleep the name out because fucking I'm not an idiot. But basically it's a flooring warehouse that I've been working in for about 8 months, and before that I worked in a flooring warehouse right next door to it for about a year. And the reason I came over to this other flooring warehouse was to try and fix problems at the first flooring warehouse from a different angle, from the other side, because a lot of the bullshit I thought I was dealing with was because this one warehouse was getting a lot of orders from the place right next door to it. So I figured, okay, if I go over there and I'm the guy handling the orders, maybe we can smooth this over some. And to some extent we did, but it over the course of these 8 months, it's been like a slow realization of, oh, the problem isn't anyone actually working at these buildings. It's bullshit corporate policies that are dictated by these two companies that are just screwing everybody over. And the original flooring warehouse I was at has sent like various higher ups to try and deal with these issues multiple times, and they're just not addressing the problem. They're just going like, oh, well, maybe if we do it ourselves, we can it'll just go better. Maybe we're just hiring stupid people. Maybe that's the problem. And it's like policies are literally the problem, to the point of where the moment my mom even mentioned to me, because my mom works at a local technical college, you can probably figure out which one if you know the city I live in, and I've said that a couple times. So fuck it, whatever. I won't actually say it though. But she's been working at a local technical college for most of this year as a janitor, and they have a position for a groundskeeper open, and they have been hard pressed to fill it. They've actually got 2 positions open, and no one has applied to them in 6 months, and they were really annoyed about that. And she was like, you could go apply to that. You'll be making a little less money, but you'll get better benefits than you're getting at that warehouse, and you will have a government pension, and you can retire in 20 years and be fine. And I was like, oh, this is like Memorial Day weekend, by the way. And I was like, I'll think about it. I don't know. I'll think about it. We'll see. And then literally the day after Memorial Day, I go in, and the vice president of the first warehouse I was working at walks into the warehouse I'm working at now and says a whole bunch of stupid shit to me and my boss, and basically makes it so I have to do extra work that day. And I basically walked away, fumed for 5 minutes, and then walked back in and told my boss, you got 2 weeks left in me. Sorry. And she was like, yeah, I fucking get it. So I don't know. I'm a little nervous about this, because it's also like I don't exactly have that job at the school locked down, but it's all but it's basically been promised to me at this point. Like, having an interview will be a formality, but I'll have at least a full week before I'm able to start it. Like, I'm going to get off Tuesday, and then I'm going to have at least until the next Monday to do whatever the fuck. And by whatever the fuck, I mean I'm going to try and hit the ground running and get a bunch of shit done on my to-do list, because I also want to try and change up my whole schedule and flow of things, because I've been getting up at like 6 a.m. for this job, and then I get off at 4 most days. And this is both warehouse jobs. They were both this schedule. And then the fucking groundskeeper job would be like, you go to work at 10-11, get off at 7. So very different sleep schedule, but it means I'm gonna move like working out and shit to the morning. So I'm a little nervous about that whole transition thing, and also trying to keep my YouTube going, and money will be a bit of an issue for at least a month and a half. And on top of that, there's the whole stress of my dad getting moved into permanent out-of-home care this week. And we thought we were going to be able to see him, but apparently he contracted a fucking highly contagious disease, not COVID, something else I've never heard of. And so we can't see him until they're able to get it out of him. And he's like quarantined in this fucking facility. And I haven't even seen him since before he went in there. My mom video called with him the other day, but I don't know. Shit's kind of fucky over here right now. And I'm not having a great time, I'm gonna be honest with you boys, and I just wanted to unload it somewhere.
Fair enough.
I don't think anybody's having the greatest of times right now, except maybe Jeffrey.
Who? Jeff? What?
Jeffrey Bezos.
Oh yeah, he's going into space, and hopefully he'll burn up on re-entry.
Yeah.
Jinx, you owe me a soda.
I don't know. I guess some cool stuff I did.
Oh, did you? Were there cool things that happened?
Yeah, I mean, I got some toys.
Did you get your blood transfusion yet?
No, he'll probably show up tomorrow. Thank you for that again.
Yeah. Boingo also doesn't know this, but listeners, my target suddenly decided to not get good, but get slightly competent in the last month. So I've been middlemaning Cody a bunch of Target exclusives. I sent you 2 of the Clone Wars retro cards, and I found Major Blood the other day. So that's on its way to Snow Cone right now.
And
Neat. Nice.
I finally stopped being broke because most of this month, like me working an extra lot because we've been super short staffed, and then 2 of the other stores in the district, like most of the people quit, so we've been taking our nothing staff and staffing the other stuff with that. So I've just been like working by myself and not getting lunch breaks, like 10 or 12-hour days. But there was also like a mini like global phone shortage, so we couldn't get shit phones. So like,
was that the chips? Did the chip thing affect you guys?
yes, it did.
Oof.
Almost no time, but it was still like almost an entire like week and a half with like a paycheck. You know? I got my first speeding ticket too.
Nice.
That was the day after I got my second vaccine, and I started experiencing
The arm
side
hurts?
effects. No, not the arm hurt. I started getting like a fever and on the way to.
Ooh.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. I speed, but I'm always good about not getting caught or not being dangerous.
Well, apparently not always.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know I was speeding. I was so fucking out of it. I remember just like looking at my like looking at the hood and making sure I was staying in the lines, and I see some like weird blotchy shape in the fucking, what is that? And I look up and I see a Alachua Sheriff, and I look back down and I like 65. And I look back up and I let off the gas completely, but I didn't hit my brake. I'm stopped, and I'm like super out of it. And I see his brake lights come on, and I just like pull before he even turns his lights on. And he still let me off with the brake, only like $150. Thankfully, I got like $1,400 in one day. Rad, but I've been having like paychecks that were paying like $300 flat for like the first 2 garbage. But yeah, so this Friday came around. That night before, I pre-ordered the Snake Eyes and Timber.
Yeah, the fan channel exclusive, which
Yeah,
I'm slightly tempted to actually order 2 of those. One so I can have a timber for my retail Snake Eye, because I don't care about Commando Snake Eyes. I don't like that look that much, but I want a timber for my retail Snake Eyes, and then I also want a timber to use as Pharaoh for my Cody Rhodes.
But I had also pre-ordered 2 Cobra Troopers.
Ooh,
And then they came in stock the next.
sick!
And then I bought Zartan that day, my pile of loot, which still had a commander.
He's just waiting.
And then I was like, well, let me run into this Walmart where I saw Lady J and Flint, one of them. And they weren't there anymore, so I ordered them on the spot and then shipped everything out. So
Nice.
I'll be here soon. To G.I. Joe.
Awesome. Like that day, that was such a crazy day too, because I was literally getting ready to leave for work, and I was like, you know what? I kind of feel like I kind of feel like toy hunting. Why don't I hit up Target? I haven't hit up Target in like a week or two. Let's do that. And then my mom texts me like right as I'm starting to have that thought, and she's like, "Hey, I'm stuck on road that gets really busy at rush hour. I'm just gonna hang out in Target until the traffic clears up. Are you still looking for those Star Wars figures?" And I was like, "No, but here's a bunch of GI Joes and Transformers I'm looking for." So she's going to the Target that's like across town, and then I'm going to the Target by our house, and I find Major Blood at the same time. She starts texting me pictures of GI Joes and Transformers on the pegs, like, are any of these them? I really can't tell. You know how parents are, where they're like, what does it look like, huh? Where is it supposed to say the name? What? So she's looking at the GI Joes, and I'm like, no, I don't need Cobra Commander. No, I don't need Flint. No, I don't need Lady. Just look for somebody with a Cobra Island logo somewhere on the box. And she's like, they got none of those. And I'm like, okay, any Transformers? And she found me Huffer, and I round the aisle because I was looking at wrestling figures, which are on a different aisle than the Hasbro stuff. I round the aisle, and it's like, okay, I've got all the Marvel Legends I want that are out right now. Don't need to look at that. Let's look at where are the Joe Pegs again? Oh shit, two Cobra Commanders. I don't need a Cobra Commander. Oh my, is that what I fucking think it? And it was 4 Major Bloods just sitting on the same peg. And I was like, okay, I've seen pictures like this on Instagram and Twitter over the last week. I didn't think I'd actually see this in person. Holy shit. And immediately I pull out my cell phone and call you.
I haven't been to my talk, just haven't.
Yeah.
But
And it's funny because I grabbed you one, and then I grabbed myself one just out of FOMO because I was all ready to skip Major Blood. I was like, well, it's a Target exclusive. I may not see it, and also I don't know much about that character, so I don't know if I really need it. And I was really hoping to find those reissues of the first Cobra Island figures. I really want that fucking Baroness, and I still kind of want Beachhead and the Trooper. So I was going to check for those. And then just there's a straight case of Major Blood, and I'm like, well, shit, if it's here, I have to get it. So I ended up getting it, and like I said, my mom got me Huffer, and I got Series 4 Kenny Omega, and Back to the Future 50s Biff, and Air Razor. I picked up Air Razor because people have been telling me that figure is really good. So it's kind of like, hopefully this one can finally win me over on Beast Wars figures.
I really want the Cobra Viper because that's my favorite not Cobra Bat G.I. Joe figure. Funnily enough, my favorite G.I. Joe action figure is fucking Barbecue.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me about that. I'm gonna keep an eye out for you, bud. Hopefully we can find you a barbecue.
They're 2 for 3 of like my top 3 G.I. Joe.
Yeah, going
I know
to
they're
Target.
gonna make Cobra Bat a GI or a fucking Target exclusive. There's gonna be like a cool version or something like that.
If they make the Bat a Target exclusive, I think nobody would get mad at you if you just drove to Rhode Island and starting smashing windows in Hasbro headquarters.
I'm gonna be the Cobra Bat. I'll give them a goddamn Target exclusive Cobra Bat. I'll tell you, man, that fucking rip my pants. That stood up with my
follow up.
That guy that I saw that like just fucking snatched. I saw Major Blood and whatever ships with Major Blood. There was 4 Major Bloods and 4 of the figures. I don't know if it was a Cobra Viper, if it was fucking.
I had heard that Major Blood was initially coming in straight cases, and then that Fan First Friday gave me the impression that the next case for Target exclusives was going to be half Major Blood, half Barbecue.
I don't know who else it was, but it was not me. It was a box of 8. It might have been the Cobra Viper. I don't want to know, honestly, because that box of 8 disappeared because the employee heard me talking about it. I literally said to my roommate, I was like, I don't want to bother him. I'll just wait for him to put it on the shelf. I don't like to. And he looks up at me, stops stalking the shelf, and rolls his cart away with the G.I. Joe figures. And I
you didn't tell me that part. Holy shit.
Yeah, I wait like 5 minutes because he went out into the main aisle. I wait like 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes. And Dave was standing there right there. And I'm like, yeah, people are crazy about these things. Pretty hard to find. And I'm like, all right, well, it's been 5 minutes. I don't know if he's coming back. So let me go track him down and actually just grab one. Like something crazy happens. And I turn the corner and I see him, but no cart. And I'm like, all right. And like before I can get to him, he goes into the back room. So I ask another employee and they track him down and ask him what happened. And they're like, and he's like, oh yeah, I went to wheel the cart to the back, but then somebody walked up and grabbed the box.
Grabbed it? Just grabbed it off his cart? Damn.
Yeah, because he scanned them in. And so that Target has had 4 reissue roadblocks for like 4 months. And I saw whenever I went back to the GI Joe aisle, I'm like, where the fuck did they go? You know, I'm like, what happened? What's up? Because they were still checking the system and they said there's 5 in stock, and I'm like, well, there's only 4 roadblocks. This motherfucker walks up to me holding a Major Blood. And I'm like, oh, whoa, man, where'd you get that? He looks at me as if I just like fucking caught him in the act. And he's like, oh. And like he's like stuttering, and Dave is like, Dave watches this. He like see, and then he's like, oh, I don't know. An employee gave it to. He just like runs away. He just fucking like turns like full
Well, the
180
fucking Zoidberg did he?
and just like starts fucking booking it. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I realized that lady told me there was 5 in stock, and I'm like, oh my god, he's the one that took the box. He just couldn't afford the last one, so he was hiding it, and that's why he ran. He didn't want me to get it, dude. In 5 minutes, somebody just snatched that whole thing and just fucking let it happen. And what pissed me off so much is I don't know what the fuck was wrong with that guy, the employee, if he had like some vendetta against me, but I was literally like, I don't want to bother him. And he's like, oh, he's one of those collectors. And he fucking wheels it right into the fucking.
He's one of those
receipt bin.
weirdos.
Like right then and there, I just like went to David. I'm like, no toy is worth. I was posting whenever Hasbro announced like the barbecue and like the Ram cycle. I was like posting on the Facebook and I tweeted at them. You know, I never do like that, but I'm just like, fuck it. You know, they look at this shit, so they gotta see. And I'm like commenting on there, and I'm like, and I mentioned my still like, yeah, like not all targets are limited to fucking fees. Like, I'm like, every time you make a Target exclusive, you're just fucking hurting the people that are trying to buy these GI Joe insane.
I feel like at this point they've got to internally be going like, all right, as soon as this fucking Target contract is up, we're ending this subline.
Yeah, but it's I don't know if it's negatively affecting me.
Well, it's obviously not because they're still selling all the figures, but like this bad press can only be sustained so long. So I feel like they're kind of they're stuck with it, and they're like, all right, good, we're selling all the figures. Bad, we're pissing off all the fans. So maybe we should pivot to something else as soon as we can, which for all we know could be like a year and a half out from now because we're not privy to their fucking internal retail contracts.
Our corporation. But like I'm commenting on there, and somebody was like, the first comment on there, most people were angry reacting. They were angry. Like, yeah. The first comment on there was like, what did you do about it? And I'm like, I responded, and I'm like, what do you mean? What did I do? I can't do anything about that. I'm like, it's not illegal. It's just disgusting. And then somebody responds to that, and they're like, he didn't do anything because it was him. And I'm like, what the fuck?
What?
And before I could like bounce back into that, like actually about to engage in bullshit Facebook argument, all these other people are commenting on there, and they're like, what do you want him to do? He'd be committing a crime if he like touched him, if he took the thing from him.
Yeah,
like,
you think somebody wants to end up on the 6 o'clock news because they got in a fight in a fucking Target over an action figure?
Especially after someone ended up on the 6 o'clock news after they got in a fight in a Target parking lot over spawn cards.
Jesus.
Somebody pulled a gun on somebody.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Fucking card collecting has gotten insane due to the pandemic.
And it's right there with it, with the fucking figure. Literally, the people you see that are like fucking stalking these aisles, and I'm not trying to typecast, but like every now and then I'll talk to these, and I'll just like listen, and I've literally heard shit like, I don't know what this character is, but pick it up and watch.
Yeah, because they work a shitty retail job and they're trying to make extra money on the side, and I get that. And like when you're put through the bullshit some of these other scalpers are doing to them, I understand trying to undercut that. And this whole situation has gotten so shitty as to do that.
And just because I wanted that Cobra Viper, I looked on like Mario Kart, eBay. I'm like, I'm wondering how much this. I see people post pictures of 3 of them in a collection, and they talk about how they didn't get a Target. They had to open a party. Let me see how much it's selling for. Regularly $100.
Yeah, it's the old Boomer Joe fans who just have endless money because they're in the higher up positions now who are able to do shit like that.
Yeah, I don't care. Do that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it happens to Star Wars, Marvel, and
because they've been collecting weird variants of the same shit for a couple of years now. So they're like, "Oh, thank God, something new to buy." Oh, it's the same price as stupid vintage stuff. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, almost everything I buy right now is affected by GI Joes, the Mega Constructs I try to collect, the fucking Hot Wheels character cars get bought up real fast. The Disney one always been sought after. I can't find the last goddamn Masters character car I need. Like fucking can't find a classic Spider-Man. The McFarlane shit goes crazy. The Fortnite figures are always hunted down. Anything I try to enjoy about toys, the new shit is too expensive. And if I want to turn to the old shit that I Vivos, people are catching on somehow, and now all this $100. And
Yeah.
I'll turn to something else. I there was something called the trash pack, which is just some like gimmicky gotcha Mighty Beast type like non character, but it's colorful, aesthetically pleasing. That shit ran from 17. All of those things super expensive. There's like impossible to get. I was like, maybe I'll try to get the Ben 10 figure. All of those impossible. Can't buy.
A lot of
I
that
was like,
stuff. A lot of that stuff is starting to hit that year mark of like 25 to 30 years old, where it just starts exploding, and the pandemic has accelerated that as well.
There's almost nothing in the room. I am surrounded 1,000. Literally nothing that's going for the price of fucking nothing. Any of those Transformers, you find a minicon, just one, a lot of money. A couple minicons, a shit ton. Any of my old obscure like fucking Japanese import action, fucking forget about it.
Yeah. And that's the thing with all collecting, I think. It's just sucky that it's gotten, like I said, accelerated by the pandemic. Because, there was that time when, back in 2007, when you could just grab almost any G1 figure you wanted off of eBay for a pretty decent price. And then the movie came out, and then the second movie came out, and it was just like explosion after explosion in price of G1 figures, and then Beast Wars fans started to hit their 30s, and that shit started exploding. And
That's the thing. It's not. I don't think it's the pandemic. I mean, it didn't help it. It definitely hurt it. It definitely helped it. But stuff like Toys That Made Us have been, and it's been reminding people the reactions are popular because it's getting people to feel nostalgic.
Toy collecting is starting to go mainstream again, for better or for worse.
It's for worse.
You think toy is are gonna end up like how comics had the bust?
Potential.
I don't know.
I could definitely see that happening.
There's not a thing on the shelves right now that I couldn't imagine how shitty that must. If it's so hard for me to get some of this.
I mean, for the most part, like Cyberverse, Transformers Cyberverse stuff, which is the kids' line, seems to be pretty untouched. I go in the Nick Jr. or the Disney Jr. aisle or whatever the fuck, and that shit seems pretty untouched. It's mostly the collector merch that's getting hit really hard.
Yeah, but
and
here's
maybe
the thing. The kids that's going to be 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds that want the collector stuff because it's still a toy, but it's like it's a more adult toy. It's more like, oh, I'm not playing with fucking blocks anymore,
Dude, if Black Series was around when I was a kid, I'd fucking drop a nut for them. If I had the Transformers I have right now back then with the articulate, it'd be rad.
But I mean, like, and I'm not trying to say like this is a good thing in any way. I'm just saying like there's historic parallels here. Like think back to the 80s and crazes over shit like Care Bears and whatnot. Is this not somewhat similar where parents have just got to fight tooth and nail to get little Johnny his fucking Transformers Generations figure?
Yeah, but
the thing that reminds me most of
over Christmas, not the entire year.
Yeah, this reminds me more of like Beanie Babies.
Yeah, and I could see it going that boom and bust way. And you know what? If that does happen, I would honestly be a little happy because that would mean it would be easier to get a hold of some shit I want.
The Zevos line I collected, that was one of the first that had a like present because it came out in 2004 was the last time any of them were actually they were a line from 2000 but then Hasbro discontinued the line through the Hasbro.com to buy. And that's one of the earliest documented times people waited. And Hasbro expected to post them up on the website and sell them over the next couple. And they sold out in 2000 on. I can't. My brain can't even comprehend how if you watch Bo Burnham Inside, which is absolutely Welcome to the Internet talks at the time of. That's the kind of shit you see every day. So on Amazon.
Yep.
It's not optimal,
I don't know.
What's gonna stop it though? That's the big thing. Is like the only thing is
people getting social lives again. Because that's what started it. Like I said, the fucking pandemic, people got shut inside and they started tooling around on eBay.
Well, like, here's the questions. Like, that's what caused the bust in Beanie Babies and comics was people buying and selling were only buying and selling to other people who were trying to buy and sell in order to make a profit or to invest.
So
You
what you're
know?
saying is they need to piss off the GI Joe collectors more.
To an extent, ultimately, if it does go boom bust in similar collector markets, what will happen is eventually all the scalpers won't be selling to collectors. Collectors will just like abandon the process completely and just never buy from a scalper, and they'll just be working internally until they realize, wait a second, no, like there's no value at this anymore. That people aren't ascribing a value to it anymore.
And that's the problem. Like literally, these things wouldn't sell for. You could watch it happen on eBay. You could watch anything where everything else is for like around $30. The second somebody lists the same thing for 90, and somebody doesn't do their research and just buy it for 90, that sets the bar that much higher. The price doesn't. And then
But I
all
mean,
of a
like,
sudden,
what are you gonna do? How do you counter that? How do you go out to Joe Schmo on the street and say, like, oh, you're into these new GI Joe figures? Don't buy from this person. Don't buy from this person. Don't pay this price. You're gonna go out and say that to
no,
every single person? That's a long process. That's got to
I
take
think
a
it's
while to
just
happen.
you
yeah,
don't.
no, it's going to take a while. That's what it took the entirety of till from like 1990 till 1997 for the comic book boom to bust.
See, here's the other thing. This isn't something that video games.
Mm-hmm.
You,
Anything
I
collectible.
I have $1,000 in my pocket right now. I want to go buy an Xbox Series X or a PS5. Not happening.
Nope.
Hasn't been able to happen since they launched. The only way I'm getting one is if I buy it from some weird app and I stay watching it like my friend Jake did, and I end up paying $300 more than what, and I won't do that.
Like like people were freaking out about Magic and Pokemon and all that kind of stuff. Dude, low print independent trading card games are like a single booster's going for $200, $300, $400.
Anything. Fucking there's this cool little like thing that my friend got into, and it's like miniature products. Like maybe you get like 5 or 6 of them at $5 like thing, and they're like nice little quality. I like them. They're like roughly accessory, like a ketchup bomb shit. You try to buy like one online because like she wanted them because she was making earrings out 2 ketchup bottles, little miniature ketchup that got posted on TikTok. Can't find you're missing one. You want to buy it online? Not happening. It's $5.
Like
Anything's getting it.
people still can't buy the freaking Digimon trading card game.
Yeah. There's Hot Wheels, 98-cent Hot Wheels for like $100, right? Brand new 2021 mainline Hot Wheels that you just can't find. Thankfully, Mattel doesn't play that shit, and they send like 4 boxes of like all of them to like they'll still be random ones, rare ones. I've found. I'll pick up the Hot Wheels, have a fucking place. What's going on?
I guess this is just kind of the inevitable capitalistic nightmare singularity point that we reach when the only way our fucking generation can make money is by monetizing our hobbies. And a lot of our hobbies happen to revolve around collector marketplaces and ultra specific limited shit.
Yeah. Take a look at shoes. Dude.
Yep, shoes has been.
I don't want to. Fuck shoes. Shoes scare me, honestly. I only like shoes in the context of the Young Bucks making fun of it for heel heats.
I bought a $200 pair of that's what they cost. I love those shoes to death. Been rad.
Honestly, I feel uncomfortable when I
skyrocketed.
play. I feel uncomfortable paying $30 or more for an item of clothing.
Yeah, I regularly pay like 60 or 70, but I mean, I've also bought work boots worth $200 as they're meant to save your life.
Yeah, those are the whale ones, right?
Yeah, they have Metatar.
Yeah, like I'm looking at a Digimon booster boxes. They're going for like $140.
I've been wanting a car cake covered, and it can't roll, can't do. It's just something that I'd love to pick up if I see it. But
Yeah,
for some,
I think guys like us might just need to take a little break from collecting, or at least majorly collecting stuff for a while until the market cools down again. Especially guys like you who are super sticklers for paying the original price. Because like I don't know about you, I don't know your financial situation, Snowcone, but I've definitely got some debt I could stand to pay off and some savings I could stand to build up a little more. And I've got a huge fucking backlog of toys. I won't be hard pressed to get a review done for a while. So maybe the course of action is just like I've got my wants list. I keep my wants list pretty up to date, but maybe I don't buy so much for a while.
but the shitty part is there's a couple like
Mhm.
you got the angle of like if I don't buy it now to pay for.
Yeah, FOMO.
when I see shit that's like that I did pass up on Marvel Legends that I like had in my hand and walked away from Black Suit Spider-Man, fucking Silver Surfer, The Thing in Walgreens. Yeah, all those things. I'm not gonna, and those things are gonna be things that actually do go up. So now it's like part of my brain tells me if I see something that I think I don't even kind of want, I fucking pre-order it. Dude, I got the manager at GameStop telling me that, and like she'll
Well,
be like,
yeah, because she's got to hit her quota.
I know. Well, I mean, like that's the thing. She's doing her job, but at the same time, like I see her hesitate most of the time. But if she sees me like put any kind of doubt in it, she knows she'd be like, just throw $5 down and you'll change your mind later. And I do sometimes, but not all the time. And I stopped going to GameStop and pre-ordering everything that I see get announced because I'm like, yo, I'm getting tired of that shit. I'm getting tired of most of the shit, and it's supposed to make me happy. Like that's the thing. It's like
It makes
I
me happy to get a figure, to open a figure, but like pre-orders and shit stress me the fuck out, honestly. Like I made a little Twitter thread a few days ago about, okay, I'm transitioning jobs. I'm canceling pretty much all of my pre-orders except for a few things I feel like I really need for my collection, like the Extreme Sets Arena. I've had that on pre-order ever since they announced they were going to reissue it because I feel like I need that to shoot photos of wrestling figures. But a lot of other shit, I was just like, you know what? I'll fucking find it when I find it in person. No big deal. Get it out of here. Because otherwise, I'm just stressed out about, okay, this month, do I have enough money for all my pre orders in my bank account at all times? Because God knows what part of the month they're going to hit in.
and that's one of the upsides of GameStop is they don't get shit in when like literally. I know it sounds crazy, but they fucking don't. They took like I got the rabbit guy and the Crimson Guard fucking 4 months before I got my Darth Maul. I got my Darth Maul 2 days ago, which that figure sucks, but it sucks that
The new shirtless sculpt didn't do anything for you.
uh, the look is great. The articulation is ass.
Mm.
But
I
no,
mean,
like
it is based off of literally one of the first Black Series figures.
I don't know the legs are
Hopefully, we'll get a spider like Smalls.
But it's like it's more of like a fucking poor excuse expensive thing. Like it's a bit more. If I feel bad, I'll go try to make and like because like my mental time just like bounces back and I don't know this shit I fight with it to not let it tie that directly to my actual because it's like I also fight with the fact that it's like
I'm
material
sorry.
possessions. Yeah, it's like something. And like it's plastic, doesn't matter. It's fucking dino DNA. It's fucking nothing, dude. Like I can't take it with me, but like I mean, I also don't really go with me that I go to. So like, why does it not matter in the first place? We'll try to be happy now. One of the few like good advices I was ever told was by Hunter's dad, and he's like, "Hey man, just find something you like and like don't go into debt over it, but like spend your money on it." It's just like, yeah, that's a pretty straightforward thing, and it works sometimes. And I do a good job of controlling but it's still there and I still and like the next step of that is the fact that like I've been trying to my life becoming a toy and I'm just looking at all the shit show that I'm like why would I even like where do I fit in this what do I want to do to be happy and sometimes I take a figure home and I'm just like I don't care about this. I've been in a weird spot where like it used to be like I used to struggle to even try to get one and now like I'll just have some and I just like forever. I don't know, man.
Well, I think, like I said, that's a sign that maybe it's time to pump the brakes and just focus on enjoying what you already have for a little bit rather than chasing after new stuff. That's kind of what I've had to do.
I know.
Like, I didn't say so much in that first video back, but my fucking doing old style toy reviews again is also partially just an excuse to get through my backlog because I wasn't fucking doing it on my own. But I was like, well, if I commit to getting videos done about it, that might make it happen. Because I was in a weird spot where I was like, okay, I'm having trouble staying motivated to open these, and it was partially because my job has been so draining over the last few months. But I'm having trouble staying motivated to open toys. I always like it when I open a toy, but it's hard to get. I have to mentally fucking pump myself up to open a toy. And I don't want to sell them. I like having them. It's just opening them that's the problem right now. Fucking, I guess I'm going to start reviewing again. There was more that went into that. There was some creative thinking that went into that, but like that was sort of the impetus.
Yeah.
And for me, like if I get it, it sucks, and I try not to let it buy. But if I spend too much money on something, I have the buyer's. I have buyer's remorse over all this shit because it at best it like doesn't matter. You know, it might have some sort of value later. It also might not. It could just crash. But like I also tell myself like I'm not really buying it to sell it later. I'm not trying to look. But like it's not just doing that for me. I can't like. And I've
That
been
sounds
dealing
like
with that.
actual depression, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
You might wanna
I
you
am.
might want to see a proper therapist.
That's
Not gonna
okay.
tell you how to live your life, but
So it's just weird.
Yeah. Thank God I don't have money to dive into collecting bullshit and
yeah,
have
no,
to deal with it.
you just get your fucking kicks by kink shaming me and giving me and Buster psychic damage.
Also, it's just I like to have toys, but I've always been more of a if I see it, I'll get it. I don't like go like I need that, you know.
Yeah, because you're ADHD, and I don't know about Snowcone, but I'm OCD. So like, I get into a toy line and I make a fucking list of like all the figures I need in my display in order to be happy with my collection of that toy line.
Like I think the only thing I have a full thing of is the Ghostbusters wave that you guys got me.
Yeah.
I try to be a little bit more transient. Like I also look at it like I've said, historical to not so, and I do enjoy that. I get actual out of having somebody come into my the micro machines fucking stuff and the like journey through the micro car as a toy thing that I have golden parts in my room and rat. You know,
So
like
your joy is through sharing your joy with others. Really, that's what you're saying.
yeah, and then like just like knowing the stuff and like I also like with the Zevos, like it's such a small niche corner and like they barely toy anyway. It's called Stickfoot. They're interesting thing, inspire me.
Hello,
Yo,
we're still here. Can you hear us?
okay.
I was gonna say like I don't know. Maybe you really should try and finally get that YouTube channel off the ground, or like think about maybe instead of becoming a toy designer, maybe one day you should open a toy store. Because the guy who runs the local toy store here, whenever I go in there with him and I talk with him about shit, he always seems like he enjoys just hearing other people spout about why they like certain stuff, and then him going like, "Oh yeah, we've got some of that over there. Let's go take a look at it."
Yeah,
And nothing says you can't do both. I mean, if you want to
I
be a
know.
toy designer,
I my like ultimate dream be like I do sculpture and art and then I also and the thing that makes me a professor just so I have access that I don't have to pay for and I also professor as well help other professors I've had help me out and so that's something I do and I'm like yeah there's no reason why. And like professor who has it and
like
just does it. Like I could see that happening but I'm also just, I mean that's just like depression. I do have a therapist schedule. I also don't think I
good.
mentioned
I'm
the
proud
fact
of you for
that
that.
Okay. I'm glad you're taking care of yourself, buddy.
I have been medically confirmed to be an actual, except it's not a young body. I have spinal arthritis.
Oh, fucking awesome. Jesus.
I have irritated disc, spinal arthritis, and an underactive thyroid. That's a thing that's like the underactive thyroid. Like my mom taking the medicine to like improve the thyroid and will affect stuff like hair. Like your hair won't grow as much unchecked. And I've been taking this medicine. Like I haven't really, but I don't know. There's weird things that could be changing too, and I might get my hair kind of deep voice anyway. I'm like I don't know how that'll go.
Yeah,
And
damn.
there's like others. It's all weird.
Yeah.
Changing.
Life is in the transient state right now. We're all trying to do things.
Yeah. Trying to get back. Like, fucking just think about how the world at large is with everybody like slowly but surely emerging from quarantine.
That's the thing, dude. I never quarantined. It
No,
never.
I didn't either.
I know,
Well, I
like
did for like a month when I had COVID, but like I didn't have the full quarantine experience. TM.
I like work nonstop. I gotta get away from that job, dude. It's gonna end up in jail, guaranteed.
Sounds like
I
it some days, honestly.
Yeah, I had somebody in there the other day who was just pushing every button I could, and I was about to trespass him right then and there, and then he started saying shit that like just, and my coworker watched me like shake, and I remember like just like deathly afraid of like he's like a phrase or a word from saying something, and I'm just gonna black out and fucking
I've been
snap
there.
this man.
That's
Like,
retail for you, brother. You got to get out. I thought warehousing was going to be my salvation, but I landed in this shit show for 2 years. So I
I
don't know. Maybe
actually
working for a school will be good for me.
I actually thoroughly enjoy. I'm very good. I'm
Really?
good at my job. people come back to talk to me. I help people with problems. I like doing that part, so I could help people in that there. Just like I did whenever I was a shop tech, where I'd see somebody start the project and I think about it, like I would actually. So I don't know. I mean, like everybody's got their shit. Just like y'all heard me talking, but we all got shit. We're all happy. Like I'm in a better place for sure than I was but
You know how it is, boys. There's hard times, there's tough climbs, but we'll make it through together.
take it
Like,
easy, but take it.
Like, I fucking... this is maybe ripping the Band-Aid off a little too much, but fuck it. I had a moment where my mom and I were getting pretty upset about the situation with my dad the other day, and I just kind of looked at her and I went, calm down. It'll be fine. We'll get through this. We've had all this other shit happen in, the last 5 years now since his health started declining. We've gotten through all that. We'll get through this. It will be fine. And she just kind of looked at me and went like, yeah, you're right. But can I still be upset? And I said, yeah, I'm still upset. Want to go fucking drive the car into a wall? And she was like, don't do that. I was like, okay. And that's the podcast, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Modular Components. Boingo, plug your shitto.
You can find me on YouTube. I do video essays and editorials. Just type Boingo Writer into the search bar, and you'll probably find me. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Boingo_writer. I sometimes talk about shit. Probably not. More often jokes.
Yeah. Snowcone, can people find you in places?
I've been posting some stuff on.
I saw.
I also like to post suns. I got those.
We're working on it. We're gonna get it up one of these days. Hi, everybody. I'm the Vacuuminator. I've been a lot of things to a lot of people over the years, but right now, I'm a classic style toy reviewer on YouTube. You can find me at youtube.com/thevacuuminator. That is spelled TheVacuuminator. My latest review, when this comes out, will be the G.I. Joe Classified Series Red Ninja. So if you want to check out my thoughts on that, definitely go do so. And if you want to learn my thoughts on really just anything, you can follow me on Twitter at The Vacuuminator, or you could follow my Instagram for my action figure photography, which is _Vacuuminator. Hey, we hope you also follow this podcast on whatever platform you're listening to. If you're on YouTube, please go ahead and give us a like, give us a comment, subscribe, and click the bell in order to enable notifications to get every episode of the podcast as it comes out. And definitely go ahead and follow us on Twitter for updates on the shows and things as we have them available. That's at the Modular Media. And join our subreddit for the very same reason. It is r/Modular Media. But that's going to do it for this week's episode of Modular Components. Hope everybody enjoyed it. It's pretty fucking all over the place, but it's nice to have all of us boys back in the room again. I've missed talking to you, Snowcone. I hope we can have you around more often. Chris, you're literally here every other day.
Yeah, it's almost as if my life is in standstill because I don't have a job and no way to go get a job, and I'm in the middle of nowhere. And
yeah, remind me to fucking do something about that, will ya?